So today we're diving into something a little different, right? A transcript from Quick Learning English. Sounds kind of dry, maybe like a basic English lesson.
Right, not exactly riveting stuff at first glance.
But stick with us, because trust me, this one's got layers. We're talking workplace drama, family ties, the whole shebang.
It's like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. And this conversation between these two managers, Lauren and Jeff, that's what we're diving into. That's what makes this so fascinating.
Because on the surface, it's just about an employee, Jason. But little wrinkle.
Little wrinkle being he's Lauren's cousin.
Exactly. Which makes everything Jeff tries to say kind of awkward.
Well, think about it. How do you tell someone their cousin isn't cutting it?
Especially when they keep saying Jason's a good fit.
See, that phrase always gets me. Good fit. It's so loaded because it's not just about skills, is it? It's about meshing with the team, the company culture, the whole vibe.
Totally. I've been in those situations where, skill-wise, I was there.
Yeah.
But fitting in, whole other story.
And that's what Jeff seems to be getting at with Jason, right? He even uses words like unreliable, talks about his work ethic, mentions productivity.
Yeah, and those aren't just buzzwords. I mean, if someone's unreliable, it impacts everything. Trust goes out the window. And if they're not productive,
the whole team feels it. Projects get delayed, deadlines get missed, morale takes a hit.
100%. And it almost feels like Jeff is saying to Lauren, well, you hired him, you deal with it, especially with this whole coaching angle.
See, and that's where things get really interesting. How much responsibility does a manager have to coach someone, especially family? Can you be objective? Or do those lines get blurry?
Especially when Jeff keeps saying things like, the bottom line is, like he's trying to be diplomatic, but also lay down the law a bit.
That phrase is powerful, right? It cuts through all the fluff. It's Jeff's way of saying, look, family or not, this is a business.
And then Lauren pushes back, saying Jason's overall performance is good. What's your take on that? Is she in denial?
Could be. Or maybe she sees something in Jason that Jeff doesn't. Potential, maybe. Or she's giving him the benefit of the doubt.
It's like she's looking at it through rose-colored glasses, because he's family.
It's definitely a possibility. And speaking of seeing things a certain way, did you notice how often they use the phrase perfectly good?
Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like perfectly good reason, perfectly good computer.
Almost like they're overcompensating, don't you think?
Right, like they're trying too hard to convince themselves that everything's fine.
Exactly. Which makes you wonder, is anyone actually addressing the elephant in the room? It's like they're trying to paste over the cracks, but the foundation's still shaky, you know?
100%. And it makes you wonder, is this just a family thing? Or have we all worked with a Jason at some point?
Oh, I think we've all been there. That coworker where you kind of tiptoe around the issue because, well, nobody wants to be that person.
Right. Like rocking the boat and all that.
But then look at Jeff. He's trying, right? He keeps bringing it back to Jason's performance, those specific issues.
Like the being late thing. And it makes me think about feedback in general. How do you actually give it without, crushing someone's soul?
It's an art form, honestly, and I think Jeff's actually doing a decent job here. He's sticking to facts, not making it personal.
Right. Not Jason's a disaster, but these meetings, we need him there.
Exactly. Specific examples, impact on the team. That's key.
It's about the behavior, not the person. Though it's kind of hard to separate when it's family, right?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is Lauren being objective? Or are those lines blurry because it's Jason?
And if she's not seeing it clearly, how's Jason supposed to improve?
It could be a recipe for disaster, honestly, especially if he's getting mixed messages.
That's got to be tough for everyone involved. And it makes you think, where do you draw the line? As a manager, can you truly separate personal and professional?
It's a tightrope walk for sure. And unfortunately, this transcript doesn't give us the ending, does it?
Right. We don't know if Jason shapes up, if Lauren gives him a free pass. It's almost like they left it open-ended on purpose.
Which, in a way, is more true to life, isn't it? We don't always get those neat resolutions.
And that's what makes this so relatable. Family drama aside, haven't we all encountered these dynamics at work?
100%. It's like a universal language, this awkward dance of trying to do your job while navigating these interpersonal minefields.
It's like they're holding up a mirror to all the messy, complicated stuff we deal with every day. you know?
And that's the thing about these workplace situations, right? There's no easy answer, Key.
No perfect script. You've got to figure it out as you go, which I guess is why we find this so fascinating.
Exactly, and that's what makes this quick learning English transcript so brilliant, even if it was unintentional.
It's like they're giving us a crash course.
Yeah.
Communication 101, Management 301, all rolled into one.
Without even meaning to, they just stumbled upon a goldmine of workplace dynamics, all because of this unreliable employee.
It's amazing, honestly. Makes you think twice about the stuff we say every day, how much we're giving away without even realizing it.
The layers of meaning, right? The things we imply, the stuff we dance around, it's all there if you know how to listen for it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from all this?
Be present. Pay attention. Not just to the words themselves, but to the whole picture. The tone, the hesitation, even the silences.
It's like becoming a workplace detective.
Ah,
You start noticing the clues, picking up on those subtle hints that tell the real story.
exactly. And who knows, that kind of awareness might come in handy outside of work, too.
Yeah.
Your relationships, friendships, it's all connected.
It's about understanding people, really. Figuring out what makes them tick, how to communicate effectively, and maybe even how to avoid those workplace minefields altogether. Until next time.